I love you guys. That guy over there requested that song. That guy over there, that was really nice of him. Thank you for requesting that song. You guys, I like baseball. I don't know if you do, but I do. And so years ago, I would go to the Padre games, and I would, back when I was still drinking, and one of my best friends was second baseman of the Padres, a guy named Tim Flannery. And so I would fly and follow them around, and then he played guitar, and he would come out on the road and open for me as a musician, and he called it Fantasy Troubadour Camp. And it was so cool, and I love him so much, Tim Flannery. And then he became the third base coach of the Padres, and Bruce Bochy was the manager who was the catcher. So I got to know Bochy really well. This was before they went up to San Francisco. So they were with the Padres back in those days, and Bochy would have me come in, the manager of the Padres would have me come in and sing songs to the Padres before the games. And I gotta tell you, the Padres were all on these pot cookies. That's why they were never good. Like my friends in this band, remember Scott and Rosebud? Scott and Rosebud, Jama, you know who they are. Yeah, they were in this band, and they would make these really strong gingerbread cookies. And Flannery would always go, just eat the head, just a body part. Don't eat the whole gingerbread cookie. And so, anyways, one night I ate the whole gingerbread cookie, and I threw Bruce Bochy's minibar out of the window of his hotel in Milwaukee. And he got charged $867. And then he always, every time I'd see Bochy, he'd go, "Hey, Poltz, you owe me $867 for a minibar and damages incurred." And he says, "It's collecting interest every day." But he would still have me come and sing the national anthem when the Padres would play. And so then the Padres ended up having a team meeting, and at the team meeting they said, Steve Poltz is no longer allowed to stay in the same hotel or within 100 yards of where the Padres play. And Bochy and Flannery had to take me into a meeting and go, "Hey man, we're sorry, we just can't have this." So they were playing Milwaukee the next day again, and they said to me, "How would you like to go out into right field and shag fly balls during batting practice?" And so this player at the time was Tony Gwynn, a great baseball player, a left-handed hitter. So Tony Gwynn's up there, and he's taking batting practice, and I'm in the freaking outfield. And I was not good, because I was scared, because there's fans there at batting practice, and they're shouting stuff at you. And so my hands would be up like this, and I couldn't catch the Tony Gwynn fly balls. But the Padres called me Radar Man, because my arms were up like this, with the glove in the hand. So anyways, then I went back down into the baseball game, and they said to me, "How would you like to sit next to Jerry Coleman, who was the announcer of the Padres, while he calls the inning?" So I sat next to the late, great Jerry Coleman while he called the ball game. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And then Jerry Coleman goes, "How would you like to sit next to Bob Uecker?" He was the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers. So then he brings me over to Bob Uecker, and I sit next to Bob Uecker, and I say, "Will you say it?" Because he had a famous saying, and he goes, "Great seats, buddy, must be in the front row." And I couldn't believe this was happening. It was like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And just when it couldn't get any weirder, at the 7th inning, they have these things called the sausage races, where they have 5 different sausages, they dress them up, Italian sausage, and they made me Polish sausage. Talk about a racial profiling. So I was Polish sausage, and it was 5 sausages do the sausage races around the bases. And out of 5 sausages, I took 5th place. I'm not even bullshitting you. And so, if you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up Steve Poltz sausage races Milwaukee. Some idiot filmed it. And so, it's up there. So, anyways, then after the game, they said, "How would you like to sit next to Tony Gwynn and have dinner?" So I sat with Tony Gwynn and had dinner. This was like the greatest day of my life as a baseball fan. And so when Tony Gwynn died of cancer some years later, they were having the All-Star game, and all they were talking about was how Derek Jeter was going to be retiring. But they didn't mention Tony Gwynn's death. And he's one of the greatest baseball players ever. So I was so mad about it. I said, "What can I do?" as me. I said, I can write a song. Because Tony Gwynn was number 19, my favorite ball player. So I said, I'm gonna write a song. Well, the song ended up getting so popular with the Padres, ESPN used it on a documentary, 30 for 30 they made on Tony Gwynn, and it's the end credits song. And so I couldn't believe it, and his whole family thanked me. And so this is a song I wrote for Tony Gwynn, and this is called Hey Hey Number 19. Hey, hey, number 19, running in the right field, grass so green. When you played that game, you played to win. I'm talking about Tony Gwynn. I could give you 3,141 reasons. That's how many hits he had. Played for San Diego for 20 C's. When he stepped to the plate, he had no fear. Won 8 batting titles in his career. Hey, hey, number 19, running in the right field, grass so green. When you played that game, you played to win. Talking about Tony. What's weird is every time I play Australia, they all request this song. And they don't even know baseball. They go, we just like it. We like sports songs. Can't believe it. They retired his number in 2004. When he stepped to the plate, he had no fear. Won 8 batting titles in his career. Hey, hey, number 19, running in the right field, grass so green. When you played that game, you played to win. I'm talking about Tony Gwynn. 7 silver sluggers and 5 gold gloves to his game. We jumped to our feet when the announcer spoke his name. 1994, we fell to the floor, 'cause he ended the season batting 394. Hey, hey, number 19, running in the right field, grass so green. When you played that game, you played to win. I'm talking about Tony Gwynn. Yeah, I loved you, Tony Gwynn. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Tony Gwynn. God bless you, Tony. Hi, Mary Mark. See that girl?